Yeah, well,
like, you fucking pile of dog shit.
I've
got a 3 and a 4. Oh, like on the turn of the river, I got a 4 and a 3. 2 of a kind.
Runner.
I know you have 2 kings, but that's all you got. You got a pair of kings.
I've seen it.
Fuck yourself.
Sure. The trick is, though, people that play like that play on luck, that streak never lasts. It lasts at most an hour. If you can sit in the game and just say, "Oh, you're on a lucky streak," okay, I just won't bet for the next hour. If you can hang in for the next hour, at some point they're gonna start losing. No, yeah, lucky streaks don't last that long. They just can't.
What about the people that never get lucky ever? I won't play poker because
I love poker.
Cannot play
I
it.
love playing.
I love poker, but it's not about luck. Poker's not a luck game. There's luck involved, but it's all about knowing
what to go on.
Yeah,
there's that too.
If I know that I have a 90% chance of winning this, if I have pocket kings or something against your 10, yeah, I'll bet every time, and I might lose, but I'll only lose 1 out of 10 times. I'll win the other 9. So if you win that first one, I'm like, I don't care. I'll win the next 9.
I do not have the skill or luck for it. So
what were we discussing? We were about to talk about
we were going to talk about the Harry Potter thing.
Oh, yeah.
The 33-part
Go
thing.
to YouTube and type in Harry Potter, maybe Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Oh, Sorcerer's Stone. Sorry, Sorcerer's Stone. Not full movie.
Dub.
Try this. Dear Reader. Type in Dear Reader. Sorcerer's Stone, Dear Reader. Yeah, try that. I think that might be. It's in there.
Chapter 1.
Yep. Okay.
33 videos.
So click on Wizard People, Dear Reader, Baby Power. Chapter 1. And you can go through. There's like 30 chapters of this. I'm surprised I remembered. Yeah.
Did you like the?
Hey, Lewis, you need to bump your microphone again. I don't know what's going on.
Not in my house.
No. I love this. Oh, why? I love
Jimmy,
this
how
one.
happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico?
Happier than Dikembe Mutombo blocked a shot. Get happy. Get Geico.
Oh God, my knee.
Oh, your thing, huh?
Rivet dry. The ominous fog makes the nighttime even more hoary and mysterious than usual here in suburban Britannia. Out from the shadows of God knows what dimension steps the oldest wizard in the books, the near-dead Dumbledore. He is clearly a powerful beast and walks with dignity despite his age and attire. He sees a cat that he knows right before he sets to work. He produces a wizard's tool known as the Street Darkener, and with a practiced angling of the arm, begins to siphon away the clarity made from mankind's bulbs. Magical deeds are afoot, dear readers. Magical darkness, a must. The atmosphere complete, the cat, now protected by shadows, transforms into who else but Professor Hardcastle McCormick, an old friend and ally of Dumbledore the Half-Dead. She is truly a great wizard also, and possesses many a skill that might aid in tonight's random errands. They speak gravely of tonight's horrible decision. And dear readers, trust me, their work tonight is dubious. What are they to do? Are they really going to go through with tonight's desperate plan? The choice is clearly in powerful hands as Dumbledore ponders with his gigantic brain. Just then, a light approaches in the clouds. Shredding through the stratos descends no other than Hagar the Horrible. A huge man that if you didn't know better, you may mistake him for a giant hairy truck. He is Dumbledore's gopher, and now perched upon his sky leopard, Hagar seems at the end of an errand that almost bested him. But lo, out from his manly pape, he produces the most powerful baby in the universe. Dumbledore accepts the swaddled child like the delicate button of an atomic bomb. His bowels tense. Hardcastle McCormick pleads with Dumbledore not to go through with the plan.
Hardcastle
What plan, you ask? Well, they are going to leave this veritable weapon of the gods, this paradox of babiness and power, right here on a frickin' muggle's doorstep. But shh, says Dumbledore to the baby, and shh, he says to the lady. As Hagar gnashes his teeth in inner conflict and almost drowns in snotty, fearful tears, his master Dumbledore tells him to wait in the frickin' car if he has to. And the baby is left. The baby with the most telling of scars. The baby that is the seed of power. The baby that is the inheritor of the horrible, hoary hammer of the gods. Harry, the wizard who is destined to vanquish all evil, and if he so wishes, brings it back again. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and
That dude's voice is awesome.
It's ridiculous. Is he Down syndrome?
He kind of sounds like it. Right? No, he's doing that voice on purpose,
Yeah.
but they do the whole first movie. He does the whole first movie like in 5-minute chunks. You can't just watch it through. Like, as you could tell, 5 minutes there was a lot to just digest.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I've watched the whole thing through, over time, and it's great.
Is that the first one, the
That's-
Sorcerer's Stone?
Yeah, and that's the first part. I mean, one thing that it does is if you kind of need to see Sorcerer's Stone just as the movie. So if you've never seen it, you have to watch it. Just so you can be reminded, like, oh, that's right, this scene was in it. Like he kind of talked about the light sucking.
I forgot about that.
And you go, oh yeah, that's really stupid, right? Like as you're watching it.
Why?
Seriously?
Here's my magic power. There's 40 lights.
Zip.
Why can't he just...
Yeah, like what kind of magic is that? Just go lights out, and they all dim at the same time, and just sucking each one into his little lighter.
Because
Well,
you
he's got-
find out in book 6 that it's a magical device that he gives Ron.
And it has incandescent light in it, oh, right?
You might mistake him for a hairy truck.
So
I
random.
love that there's a meme of that she's at Harry's door and he's just like,
We forgot to
Harry,
turn on the
you're
light
a
for the last
wizard.
show.
And he's
Damn it.
they just make him big and creepy like Harry. Like, come to this magical place, you're a wizard, come with me.
Come with me,
It's just like, seriously?
Yeah.
They send like the most child killer looking guy you possibly imagine.
We forgot to turn that light on. We flick that light on for him.
I think
please?
I look good in the dark.
In the shadows.
In the shadows.
In the shadows.
I'm like a
the
Batman.
shadows now.
I'm a Batman.
The shadow.
Like Twitch?
in the shadows. From the shadows.
The shadows of darkness is where I roam.
Yeah. I was thinking of more the movie The Shadow, but
Oh, gee, that was a classic.
My poison arrows as I slither through the shadows.
God, that's a League of Legends character.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
That's
Yeah.
one that I played and I did that voice the whole time.
Because that's what he
It was
sounds
so
like.
awful. I was getting gang raped the whole time with this terrible character.
It's a little rat in a robe with a little crossbow gun. He's just the ugliest. He's ugly as sin.
And when just like
From the shadows.
Let's do it. Let's
Ready?
do
Five young archaeologists have made a remarkable discovery.
Well, that's the fun stuff, you know.
Paul Walker.
Where's my dad? All right.
Or Paul Walker. You know, did you know what this was? Paul Walker.
I like amusement parks.
Paul Walker.
We're making an action movie here.
Ah, shit.
I did good though.
Where's my dad, alright?
Is he here? Is he there? Where's my dad?
No,
Alright?
it's just my dad. He's playing a prank on us.
I just want to know where my dad is. Alright, let's go for a little ride.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Paul Walker. It's Hanging from the Balcony with Sir Jarod, the Professor, Nathan Betts, Miss Professor, and Thomas the Doubter.
God, there's so much going on over here.
Once again.
Shit, I'm sorry.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of Hanging from the Balcony with me, Sir Jarod, with us, Nathan, the producer, Lewis, the professor, Thomas, the doubter. Kim's not with us.
Again.
Well, there goes our Australian audience.
Two in a row.
it.
They're never coming back. We'll see if we can talk her into coming.
They got
next
shrimps on the Barbies to make.
That's right.
Shrimps on Barbies.
Oh, where's the tumbleweed when you need it?
Sorry.
Gotta get on that faster.
Yeah.
I'm trying, guys.
Our producer's running behind the last couple episodes.
I'm working on it. He's
just
I'm not
doing
in a
so
good
much.
spot for all this, too. Like, there's buttons that I have to push everywhere. I hate it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a good story.
I know.
This is the podcast where we're going to talk about movies.
There's my story.
And more movies. Let's start off as we always do with new movies that we've seen.
New movies!
I don't think any of us have seen any newer movies because, well, let's face it, the
Have you seen what's been coming
suck.
out in the theater? Holy
Nobody rushed out to see The Butler?
Anyways, well,
Get away with Ethan Hawke.
To all the local people who are watching, however, we are getting the
World's End.
World's End on Friday.
Finally, yeah.
Only took
which will be
actually this
last
will be
Friday.
It'll be
Last Friday. But go see The World's End probably.
Yes,
maybe,
Next,
hopefully.
Definitely go see it.
Because
I'm gonna go see it.
Our theater doesn't get good
If you
movies.
loved Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead.
And you did.
And if anyone's curious, it's been getting great reviews all around. Audience and reviewers are loving it.
What's that?
The movie.
Oh, World's End.
Yeah.
Yeah, also Insidious 2.
Is that when's that coming out?
Hopefully. Sorry.
When's that coming out?
Last weekend.
That already came out, yeah.
Last weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to watch the first one.
I
still.
would have gone, but Miss Professor's not back yet. I'm not allowed to see it without
Me
her.
and the Big D, Derek, are planning on doing it in a couple days.
Have
We're
you
gonna
seen
rent
Insidious
We're
1?
gonna watch the first one, and then the next day we're gonna
see
go
the first one.
I'll watch. Give me a
We're gonna watch the first one, and then the next day we're
beans.
gonna go to the theater and watch the second one. And you're more than welcome to come.
What day is this?
I do not
Saturday?
remember. I think it's Saturday.
If it's Saturday, that works for me. I can do that.
Saturday night. Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna watch Insidious 1, and then Sunday, hopefully go to the theater and watch Insidious 2.
Nice.
Scary movies.
And
It's a
then-
James Wan movie.
Who?
Director of Fast and Furious 7
and maybe
8.
Yeah. And
The Conjuring,
which was awesome.
which we all agree was a really well done film.
Yeah, good for him.
So
Good for him. Good job. Good job, James Wan.
So Lewis,
Yes.
you watched a movie.
I
Sensei.
did. I went
Master Sensei.
and visited my family down in Boise, and while I was there, I was with my brother-in-law, and they're not into like R-rated stuff because they're religious, and so we were looking through Netflix trying to find something to watch, and I saw that Hot Rod was rated PG-13 with Andy Samberg, and I said, let's give it a try. And I really honestly had very low expectations. I said, we'll watch it for 4 or 5 minutes, and if it's super stupid, we'll just stop it. And so we put it on, and I laughed for 2 hours in a row. It was awesome. I loved it. I then texted Miss Professor, and I said, you got to watch Hot Rod. And she had just finished watching The Hunter, which we mistook
Jurassic
for
Park
Jurassic
4?
Park 4, you mean?
Or as
Yeah.
Nathan likes to call it, Jurassic Park 4.
Did she like The Hunter?
She hated it, and
Really?
she was depressed, and so she watched Hot Rod right after it and was apparently not in the mood. But I talked about it with her later, and I was like, what about that cool punch he did? What about the Cool Beans song? What about this? What about... What? How could you not like it? And so she started to come around and agree that it was, in fact, awesome. But I kind of... liked it so much that I want to go home and watch it again. You know?
I kind of want to go upstairs and watch it right as soon as we're done now.
Have you seen it, Nathan?
I've never seen it yet.
It's surprisingly good, and it has a lot of people didn't like it, but if you like Sandberg.
Well, and when this first came out, I wasn't really aware of who he was, and the little bit that I was aware of him, I was like, oh, who's this fucking Sandberg kid? Ugh.
Yeah.
I was like a big hater at first.
Well,
but this was all like before Lonely Island and before he actually got funny to me. So,
well, you know how some movies they try to be funny, but their jokes are like.
I think it was the
those like parody movies where they.
Yes,
vampires
like
suck or whatever. All it is people falling over. And
I think it was the trailer. To be honest with you, the trailer does not do it justice.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, but boy, he's what it is it's a very meta film, and meta films are meta means anything that kind of reflects back on itself,
makes fun of itself a little bit,
or just makes fun of the genre of film or genre of comedies. So this movie spends a lot of time just destroying or breaking the rules of movies. It does things that it's not supposed to do. Like there's a Flashdance moment.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen Flashdance, you might just be like, why is he suddenly dancing in the middle of the woods like this? It's ridiculous. I'm just looking at pictures here. There's that scene where he's on that kind of cart at the top of a hill, and he's like, okay, our safe word is, I can't remember.
He's on the luge.
He's on the luge.
Yeah.
The safe word is, oatmeal or whatever it is. And they're like, okay. And so they start pushing him, and he immediately goes, oatmeal! Or whatever the word was. Because he immediately realizes this is a bad idea. Yeah. But they didn't think of any way to stop him. So the fact that he said his safe word, so he's just saying it as he goes down this hill. And I don't know. It's stupid, but I was laughing constantly.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend it.
I'm trying to find the trailer that was such a turnoff to me because.
We'll stop because you're gonna.
Don't even bother with the trailer. Yeah. Just go watch it and have a good time.
Well, I was just gonna play it because I was gonna show you like the example of why it might have turned some people off, but that's all right. I can't find a good one.
It's a very specific. I think it feeds a very specific sense of humor. And let me tell you, if you like very straightforward, tell a joke, get a punchline type of humor, like you might get on network TV with a laugh track, this is not the movie for you. This movie's weird. Yeah. It does weird things that...
The only part that I didn't like that I thought was absolutely pointless in the movie, I love the movie, it's funny, is when he does the whole spirit of eagle and then the little eagle thing. Like,
okay, yeah,
to me that is
weird.
Just so dumb. And then it's just, that to me is that overly like dumb kind of comedy.
Is that one of the Lonely Island kids?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
He's actually really good in the film.
Jump.
He's really good in the film, and I Ian McShane is in it.
Oh, nice.
Too legit to quit. Remember he did that? Legit to quit.
There's actually quite a few actors in it.
If you're in the movie,
if you're only listening, you can't see it, but there's a me or a GIF rather that we found, and he's doing the too legit to quit.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Okay, so anyway, that's one I recommend. It is on Watch Now currently. Anyone else watch anything this week?
I think these are all Nathan.
You haven't seen anything recently, Jarod? Thomas? Nobody?
Yeah.
I just briefly I will mention that I had a similar situation where I was visiting my religious parents and I couldn't find it. Like we were gonna do a fire pit and it started raining and they're like, well, what's plan B? I was like, well, you got Netflix, let's see what's on there. And we started scrolling through what was in there, and in the back of my mind I'm like, okay, nothing awkward. I don't want any awkward moments with the parents. I don't want to have to sit through an awkward sex scene or so we're scrolling through, and we came upon Ghost Protocol, the latest Mission Impossible installment. Right. And it was solid action, no sex scenes, no pervasive language, just solid action. And I'm not saying like the action was good or great, or like it was a good solid movie.
It's solid.
It's a solid movie. But if you need something that's good and solid that's not going to rise any controversy for you, pick that one because
although
it will.
Is that the one with the climax scene in the car park?
Yeah.
Yes.
I felt like that was
a bit
much.
In there.
Yeah, I felt like they could have done. It's one of those scenes where I'm like, Hollywood, you do not have to end on something that's just so outrageous and different, you know. But it's a good movie overall.
To get to the abort button for these missiles that are currently in the air, mind you. He has to not only just get to it, but he has to like traverse down a car, like one of those automatic mechanical car park things
in Europe,
which already has a problem that this case that's got all of this technology into it is dropping 20
stories. Yeah, nothing
broke.
Yeah. Breaks. So you need, if you just need something that, or if you want to watch something with your parents, you don't want to have any awkward moments. That one went flawlessly.
Another incredible stunt by Tom Cruise. He was actually on the side of that.
Yeah, he really
skyscraper.
Was he really? Oh my god! As soon as that scene came on and he stepped out the window, everybody in the entire room, everybody just went,
Yeah.
Oh god!
That was
every
impressive.
time. Man, he's got guts.
Every time that makes
Good
my
stuff.
butthole pucker up.
So I watched two different movies written and directed by, it was a writer-director movie. It was starring a dude named Luke Goss, and I'll look him up for
Who Luke Goss is. You've probably seen him in the newer Death Races. He played Prince Nuada in Hellboy 2. Okay. He was also Jarod Nomak in Blade 2.
Yeah, okay. He's actually a likable villain.
So he was in one that I got done watching the Brendan Fraser movie last week called Standoff, and this one was at the end of it when you watch Netflix on your computer, it will say, "Did you like this?" and it will recommend 3 movies, and you can instantly hit a movie and just continually watch. And this one popped up. I had no idea what it was. I didn't know anything about it. I just hit play, and then I watched the first opening sequence, and I had to my break was over from work, so I had to put it on pause. And so I went back and watched it, and it was about this dude.
Wait, what's it called again?
It's called Pressed.
Pressed.
And it's about a dude that gets into a bit of a pickle. He gets himself into a pickle. God dang it, I can't do 2 things at once.
Are you typing in the word?
Pressed.
Yes. So, see, that's what happens when I try to talk and type with one hand. He loses his job and decides to invest his last little bit of money to this dude that he went to high school with.
Okay.
And the dude is going to turn his $100,000 into $400,000, $350,000. Anyway, he's going to basically triple his money. Well, the deal is that he's going to invest into a drug deal, and
it goes south.
And it goes bad because these teens.
I haven't seen a plot like that before.
Because he hides the money in the back of his shitty car, and these teens come and knock off his car, and they have his car.
Curious how he has $100,000 to invest, but he has a shitty car.
No, this is the dude that he's giving the money to.
Gotcha.
The dude that has the nice car, or the dude that has the money has like this nice.
Well, he make it look like, oh man, I've lost my job and all I have is $100,000. What am I gonna do?
I know. Damn it. Well, he's got to cut a $25,000 check to his wife's charity on Friday, and it's Tuesday, and he's freaking out. So
$75,000.
What's that?
So yeah, $75,000.
So it's $75,000 after, exactly. So
poor guy.
I know, sounds rough. It sounds rough. So
I feel like I saw this already. It's called Pusher, and it's about a guy who has to get some money by a certain day.
It was written and directed by this kid named Justin Donnelly, and it has a bunch of Hollywood cliches into it. Like they're trying to there's
Tomorrow.
the girl, or like there's this girl next door that one of the teenagers that knocks off the car. He really likes her, and to like explain to us that he's liked her for a long time, there's silly lines like, dude, you've liked her since the 2nd grade. She's coming up here right now. I know that I've liked her since the 2nd grade, but I'm so scared I don't want to mess it up. Like that kind of stuff. Like there's very cliched writing into it, unfortunately.
It sounds like a high school, like something that probably happened to this kid in high school, but it's like, dude, I'm gonna lend you my homework, and then you're just gonna copy it, then you're gonna give it back, right? Oh no, I lost your homework, dude, but I've got it, so sorry.
So obviously,
oh no, I gotta get this back.
So obviously, the writing isn't that clever.
The writing there, it wasn't necessarily an original idea. However, this Luke Goss dude, who in certain scenes, if you just glance at him, looks exactly like Guy Ritchie, or sorry, not Guy Ritchie, the Memento guy, Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce
looks a lot like Guy Pearce, and dude can fucking act. He's really great at like. He takes shitty dialogue and still made the scenes believable. There wasn't a moment where I was like...
He's a Statham...
Yeah, he's kind of Statham-y. Kind of has that nice raspy voice.
Where he's just an
pretty
action
smooth
star that does shitty
Hello,
movies.
ladies.
And doesn't he do a lot of his martial arts? And
Yeah,
stuff
he's...
in his,
there wasn't as much martial arts in this one, but like I said, I did a double feature.
I was also thinking of Hellboy 2 and Blade.
Interview with the Assassin, which I also watched. He did a lot of fucking people up with his fists and stuff. But this one, I think I gave this one a 2. I can't do half stars, so I gave it a 3. I would have given it a 2.5 if I could have. I ended up giving this one 3 stars. If you see it go by, and you have like
no taste.
No taste. Yeah. If you see this go by and you really enjoy a good Nicolas Cage movie, or you really like a Statham movie, go ahead and hit play on this one. You might like it. And then there's another one called Interview with an Assassin.
I tried watching that one and I shut it off. I couldn't do it.
It was...
The beginning of it is...
yeah. There's... it was not good.
Interview with the Hitman is what you're talking about.
Well, there's Assassin right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It is Interview with a Hitman. I fucked that up. Yes, Interview with a Hitman.
It almost looks like...
I literally clicked on it because of the cover.
It almost looks like the Hitman from the movie Hitman.
Yeah,
which
is
Timothy
Oliphant.
Which is what I was thinking. Like, oh, maybe it's a little spin-off thing.
No,
it's
it was
some dude.
And this was also writer-director, not same guy, but it was writer-director. So I was like, wow, that's interesting. I got he picks writer-director dudes for his things. This one's by Perry I can't read that from back here. Bahandal.
It probably pronounced Handel.
Handel.
What?
Where?
What's the problem?
He becomes
Perry Handel.
He literally kills his first person as like an 8-year-old person. So
wait,
that
he kills an 8-year-old.
He kills a mother and father, and he's about to pull the trigger on like a fellow 8-year-old, and his boss who sent him to go collect the money from these people.
He's 8 when he does.
He's 8.
He's 8 years old, and he goes.
Sure thing, boss.
That's right.
As soon as I get out of 3rd grade, if Mrs. Smith lets me out early, I'll go whack those people.
He's in Romania. He's in the shittiest parts of Romania. He's in like the ghetto of Romania. His mom and dad are having constant problems, and this dude keeps coming around to beat the shit out of his dad because his dad owes him money. And he goes back to this boss guy, and he's like, "I'd like to get a job from you." And he's like, "What about your dad's debt?" He's like, "That's not my debt. I need a job." So he hires him. He beats the shit out of this guy's son, and then he hires him. And then he goes to collect money. He sends him on this run to go collect money, and to prove that he's not fucking around, he shoots the dad right in the face, and then he turns on the mom, shoots her, and he's about to shoot the
He's 8.
He's like 8 or 9.
Hey,
like,
kid, you look like you got you won't be mortified by murdering people.
Right.
Come and work for me.
Come work for me. So he trains.
So we're gonna hire like an adult hitman.
No,
but these kid hitmen.
These kids ones, they're
like they'll take pennies.
gangbusters.
They'll take pennies and quarters.
biggest-
'cause they're like
We can pay
big.
them
The thing-
Jolly Ranchers.
the
and
thing that amazes me is how you made it through without turning it off when the first half hour is just him like
Backstory.
Well, it's not even like backstory. It's him walking
Boring
around.
story.
He goes, okay, it's him driving. He gets to a motel. There's no dialogue. He
Yeah.
just gets out.
I actually checked
Goes,
it.
changes a bag,
Yeah.
like switches a bag at this little area, goes to another motel,
I actually
goes
checked
for a
it.
jog,
10
comes back to his
and a
thing,
half minutes.
gets in the shower, like
no dialogue.
that is all it is, and it was fucking boring.
Yeah. It,
Like, nope,
it,
done.
it shows him getting a package, and there's like a camera and a tripod and all this like camera gear, and he takes apart all the camera gear, and there's a fully functioning gun with bullets inside of it and everything. I know. It was so intense.
He's like
So,
James Bond.
Is it
but
a movie to
better.
watch or not? Do you recommend it?
I would not recommend it. It has
Which was better, Pressid or Interview with a Hitman?
Pressid was less boring.
Because
if you're looking for
according
a
to Amazon ratings, they gave Interview with Hitman a full star more.
Yeah.
It does have a cooler cover.
It does have a cooler cover. That is true. The cover is pretty
does
badass.
look good in a suit.
And he does all of his ass kicking through the entire movie in a suit or at least a suit shirt, a button-up shirt. So,
Very Statham.
there, yeah, it's there. The action is good. The storyline is boring as shit. So if you're into action and don't care about plot points, then watch this one. If
you love Timothy Oliphant's Hitman,
That's
and
right.
Tom Cruise's Interview with the Vampire,
yeah, you'll love Interview with a Hitman. So I can't recommend this one. I don't think I even ended up rating this, but if I were to rate it, I would have given it 1.5. Since you can't do half, I would give it 1.
I would have gave it a negative.
Yeah, it wasn't good. The only reason that, like literally the only reason that I gave it the 1 that I do give it is because like cameras were in focus and shit, like technical components of it were done well. There's interesting
It's shot professionally.
Yeah,
but
it's interesting. Like
I don't
there's
know how they got the funding for it.
I don't either.
Sometimes you
I would
just
skip
don't
it.
know how to write a screenplay. All right.
News.
News. Do we got any movie news?
Yeah, we got a lot. Luke Evans is going to be playing Dracula in another Dracula type movie, but this
Wait,
time,
which one's Luke Evans? Who's Luke Evans?
Did you watch the Immortals?
Yes.
He played Zeus, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Look him up. You'll know if you see him.
Oh, okay.
That
yeah. I've seen that guy.
We talked about him a couple times, I think.
Yeah.
So what about him? What's he doing?
Is he in the Tudor?
I could see him be a Dracula.
I think so.
He could play a Dracula.
Yeah.
But this Dracula is supposed to be different because it's called Dracula Untold, but it's supposed to be more realistic, as in it's still gonna be Dracula, but it's Vlad, but he's actually who Dracula is based off, which is Vlad the Impaler, and it's supposed to be a different kind of thing like that. Not really like I want to suck your blood, like, but he's supposed to be like the warlord, but it's also like I think that they're gonna make it mythical, like he's going to be.
Okay, so like where the myth may have come from.
The birth of the vampire myth.
And then this movie's supposed to be out the same time, I guess, as James McAvoy or whatever his name is, the new Professor Xavier, and Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter once again.
Okay. Oh,
they're supposed to be doing like a remake of Frankenstein, I guess, and they're supposed to release like next to each other.
That could be interesting. Haven't seen Frankenstein in a while.
A remake of
another. I have no idea what that is about though, because it wasn't really. It talked about it in this.
That's the guy. So he's in a new Frankenstein with Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, and there's not much news on that I know of. It would just talked about
that could be fun.
That they're doing that. They're kind of hitting back to that.
Yeah, he is good.
A good actor.
What is he? He looks familiar.
Was in Bullet Bender.
Yeah,
He's Wanted.
Yeah.
Oh, Wanted. Yes.
Terrible.
He was in X-Men First Class as Patrick Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fun Xavier. That was the first time I saw a fun Xavier.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked First Class actually.
Yeah, that's for that one.
Mostly because of Fassbender.
And I actually like that pick
as
for
Magneto was amazing.
So
Vlad. Vlad, that's a good pick for Vlad, I think.
Yeah.
As far as he's kind of a cool actor.
If I'm Xavier, how can you tell when I'm using my mind powers?
Well, he gets a headache. He gets a headache.
Just put your finger up to your temple, and then suddenly I know what you're thinking, you fucker.
How does Magneto do anything? Oh yeah, that's right. Dead. Dead.
Guys, come on.
I don't know why their hands. The only reason they use their hands is because we in the audience can't tell when they're doing what they're doing.
Because you couldn't go like. He's just standing like this.
Although to be
Magneto's
fair,
just like.
What if he went cross-eyed or something?
X-Men 1 though, Magneto had some scenes where he was controlling stuff and wasn't really moving his hands. Wasn't the bullet where the bullet was spinning?
Yeah.
Wasn't he kind of just still hanging out and talking? Oh wait, no, he's actually being strangled by Sabretooth because Xavier is taking over Sabretooth's mind, so he's not even can't stop them all.
But it would be kind of boring though if it's like I'm gonna go talk to Cyclops as they're in the middle of a fight. Hey dude, you really as he's in the middle of brushing his teeth.
And to be honest though, if you guys look or think about it, if someone's deep in thought, people will do things.
Yeah.
Like as far as whether it's their eyes or like doing this. I mean with their face.
Doing this.
Well,
I usually put my finger up my butt, but that's
somehow I'm not surprised by that, Nathan.
And then when I finally get my aha moment, I'm like, yes.
Tumbleweed.
Classy. That's good. Okay, so any other news? Oh, by the way, Atonement with James McAvoy. Watch it. It's so good, and you do not. Oh my God, Jared, you're gonna be like this. Why would Lewis make me watch this? This is such a chick flick. It's a little girl movie. It's horrible. What's happening? Why do I care? And then suddenly something will happen that you'll be like, oh. And then you'll watch for a while more, and you'll be like, oh my God, this is getting ridiculous. I'm hating it. And then something else will go on, and you'll be like, oh,
was it in Netflix?
Probably not.
Can you rent it?
How the fuck am I supposed to watch it?
Rent it. You rent stuff all the time.
It is unavailable to stream.
Sherlock.
Yeah. You should probably just watch Sherlock instead.
Mortal Instruments. If you do not know, which is this thing that they're trying to do like Twilight.
Yeah. Word on the streets, they're not.
You can rent Atonement on Instant Video for $2.99.
You could buy the book and read the novel.
Mortal Instruments, apparently they had a sequel in the works, which is now gone because nobody wants to see it. That's the title of the game. The sequel no one wanted is canceled now.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, because no one I think saw that
steaming pile of shit. I thought the Mortal Instruments had like huge screaming, like I saw things on the TVs.
It was awful. It's Twilight with
Did you see it or read it?
No. God, no.
The books are fairly popular, aren't they?
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like I thought that was the next wave of Twilight shit.
To be honest, when I first, and it was before I even knew there was a movie, I read the back of one of them, and to be honest, just based on the back of it, it looks like a fun sci-fi.
Maybe
not
the
so
book,
much a tween.
Maybe the book's good, but when the movie is, hey, I'm the dude, and I wear a leather jacket with no shirt on
and
underneath.
I won't argue.
Go
there.
fuck yourself.
The movie looked horrible.
Well, and actually, I've got students who read books like that because they're still 20 or whatever. And I was talking to one of them, and she's like, "There's no way I'm going to go see that because the books are so good, but there's no way that so and so could play so and so." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, if you're going to cast a teen movie or like a movie for teenage girls, you better make sure that your actors resemble what the girls are imagining in their head." You don't want him to just, I don't know.
But you have fucking Ryan Gosling, and he can wear a complete suit and tie and still be appealing as shit and not look like fucking Edward with sparkles.
The part of the problem is they go with movies like that. They go with the first thing that comes to mind. Like what can we do to make?
Well, Twilight did his huge thing, and it's dark, but he's mysterious
and brooding.
He's got issues.
It's like they're trying to do Interview with a Vampire, like how it's dangerous. Dark and mysterious.
I wouldn't, to be honest, I'd say Interview with the Vampire is a horrible example just because they don't make that life appealing in the least.
No, I'm talking the look of the main character.
He had a ponytail.
Exactly.
He's a middle-aged man with a ponytail.
Exactly.
That's nothing attractive like that.
No, that whole look though is the same thing that they're doing with Twilight and shit.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to make him this mysterious type person, but he's like elegant in a way.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's just probably a wrong way to go about doing that.
Yeah.
And when you get a 20-something-year-old or a
Twilight
guy that
and-
looks like a teenager, you don't come across as elegant or interesting.
Yeah.
You need to get at least a 30-something.
It's gotta hurt your feelings though if you've written this series called The Mortal Instruments and they're like, we're making your series into a movie, and you're like, I'm gonna be effing rich, and then the bombs and you're just like, I'm not gonna be rich.
Well, it's still pretty good on the books though, so she's probably
does fine on the books.
Yeah.
That's true.
Island of Dr. Moreau is getting revised again.
Really? The last one was so good.
That was a weird movie.
I used to love that
Piece
one.
of shit.
I loved that one when I was younger.
Wait, was it good or was it a piece of shit?
No, it's a
Piece of shit. It's bad as
I loved
Well,
it.
see,
I loved it
I-
because I used to watch it when I was like 8, and I loved it for some reason.
I felt like when I was watching it, like The Beach, sort of, where you get into this weird like they're like trapped in their own little world, and it's just creepy to me.
The Beach.
That was a weird
The
movie.
Beach maybe has something to it. It didn't quite work for me, but at least it was trying something.
Well,
you know,
it's to me, it's where a civilized person gets
Right.
trapped in somewhere, and then suddenly they change, and it's almost like they forget that there's like something else out there, or they forget their humanity almost.
I think part of the problem with the Island of Dr. Moreau was that they got Marlon Brando, and he clearly showed up not to do a movie.
Yeah.
He phoned in and half-assed everything he did. in that movie.
You're right. It could be good if they did it right.
Maybe.
I think a remake could be decent.
And not only that, I mean, that kind of opens
Apparently
up
they
a
made an
fun,
earlier version.
Yeah, they open up a kind of a cool can of worms as far as ethics and stuff
No,
like that.
that's true, and I think that as far as the classic tale is concerned, there's probably something there worth discussing. Yeah, Val Kilmer isn't he?
I forgot.
Remember
about
when
that.
Val Kilmer was like
Isn't
the hot
when his head wasn't
Isn't
giant?
Isn't the bad guy from Dragonheart the main kind of character in it though?
Who's the bad guy in Dragonheart?
God, he's in everything.
The dude that's in Timeline, the villain in Timeline.
Really?
Yes.
Is it the same guy?
Yes. The
Michael
dude that,
Sheen?
No, the dude that makes
David
the
Thewlis?
Yes.
Right there.
Yeah, that's David Thewlis.
I was gonna say he was the normal guy there who tries to get out. Oh yeah, and he's in Harry Potter. I forgot about that.
He's the werewolf in Harry
He's
Potter.
kind of a fun actor.
He's
Yeah,
kind of
he
a
is.
quirky look, doesn't he?
He can play an asshole really well.
He can play
I
a
remember.
Nazi.
I remember. I hated him so much from Dragonheart.
I'm immortal.
Yeah.
You know what?
Oh,
Actually,
God.
if you really want to just test yourself, watch a movie called Naked. He's in this movie called Naked, and it's
God, look at
so
him.
unwatchable. It's so
such a
unwatchable.
dick.
Is that him in Dragon?
I am the last one. God, I loved that movie as a kid.
Oh, that movie's bad. Talk about phoning in your performance.
All dragons know that
Sean
story.
Connery.
Oh yeah, Sean Connery's the voice of the.
I've stayed up for 3 fortnights
3 days.
before.
I can stay up for 3 weeks.
Oh, dude.
Tommy Lee Jones will be writing and directing a remake of the John Wayne movie The Cowboys. Is another news. And I figured that this would hit Lewis because he likes the westerns.
Am I looking at a fucking penis?
I think you might be trying to get it.
Yes, you are.
Why are you?
Why are you?
What part of the internet are you on? Jesus.
Okay, well, I typed in.
What part of the internet?
I typed in.
Just keep going to the Cowboys. We don't need to see this. Don't dick.
No, hold on, we got to see this now.
Takeaways.
I put in David Thewlis naked. I'm just trying to keep up with the things that you guys were talking about.
Yeah, I'm just saying you're not gonna like the movie Naked. I didn't need to see his penis. Tip.
I didn't know that there was. I didn't. This is the internet. This is not me.
Yeah.
Since when does the internet have nudity on it?
Never.
That sounds
Not
like
the internet that I have.
I'm not sure if or when I've seen this, but if I have, it's been a while.
Yeah,
is this the one where he has the young boys? Oh, I've seen this movie with the little boys.
I've never seen this movie.
Never
It's
saw it
actually
start to
pretty
finish, but-
good. It's actually good.
Why are we talking? Wait, the remake of this? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones. is gonna be,
So John Wayne's this old rancher, and he needs to get some cattle from one place to the other, and there's no one to hire. So he goes around to the town, and he's like, "I'll hire all these boys, and they're gonna be ranchers." And so he gets like all these 12-year-olds basically to ranch with him. And it's a pretty good movie, actually. Some of them get killed. Like
I
it
could
gets
actually
pretty.
see Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, I
kind of
could
doing
too.
that
Tommy
role.
Lee Jones
It's-
could totally play, because John Wayne's like a.
I don't know if he's playing it,
bitchy
though.
old.
I just know
I thought you said
he's
he was-
writing and directing.
Oh,
it.
writing.
I wouldn't be
remake.
surprised if he cast himself, because it's a perfect Tommy Lee Jones.
So
Yeah.
it's City Slickers, but
It's not funny at all.
City Slickers with children.
No, it's like they may
Okay,
seem
yeah,
almost.
I haven't seen the Cowboys in a while, but that's interesting.
That could be good.
It could
A lot
be.
of young talent out there. That'd be a perfect time to get some no names.
Yeah,
With
you might
know,
find some talent, right?
Poltergeist is getting a reboot,
I've heard
and
it.
they've
Yeah,
already
I've
said
heard of
that
this.
Jared Harris is going to be in it, who is Professor Moriarty.
He was
in,
Moriarty in the
Game of Shadows.
Game of Shadows. I think he's kind of good. I think he's talented.
Yeah.
He's a decent actor, definitely.
So
I would recommend. When's the last time you guys saw the original Poltergeist?
I've seen it.
I haven't seen it
long
from
time
start
ago.
to finish.
Do you have
Wasn't
any
allowed.
memories of it?
The
Like-
TV screen, all staticky, and then the
Yeah.
placenta coming out of the middle of nowhere, right?
Placenta.
Like the slimy
Oh,
shit when
no, okay.
like they go into the dimension or whatever, and then they come out
Right,
all covered
right.
in.
So I
goop.
remembered it.
I
being
remember the old lady.
The scariest
I don't
movie.
remember that.
When I was 11 or 12, I saw it in the theaters, and it was the scariest thing I'd ever seen. And then I watched again, like
The Psychic.
15
And you
years
don't
later,
care at
and the
all.
special effects are horrendous. So it definitely needs an update.
That old lady has a scary voice.
It's cool to have a little
You
girl
better
going,
suck cocks in hell.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was talking about the little lady psychic with the really
Yeah.
high pitch.
Oh,
she's
isn't
kind
she?
of a shorter person.
God damn it! Who is she?
I don't know if
know
she's
her
a
voice
dwarf or
from
not.
everywhere. That's wrong.
Sam Rockwell is.
No, this is wrong. You're on the wrong thing.
No, he's not.
No, no.
Oh no! Yeah, the new one. Okay.
Jesus, don't
Rosemary
cut me
DeWitt.
off so
Oh,
quickly.
I thought you were looking up the original one as well.
No.
So Nikki Blonsky is rumored to play the exorcist lady that comes in. There are spirits in this house.
Oh,
or
wow.
however she says it. Yeah.
She's. Okay.
Wasn't she in Queen Steed? Oops. No, I just saw that. How's that a thing? Wasn't she in Hairspray?
That was John Travolta.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
And then Ant-Man has got a release date for July of 2015.
I'm excited for Ant-Man.
It looks like
I'm
they
excited.
Same
signed
director of, World's End and Scott Pilgrim.
when he becomes a
Eric
abusive
Edgar Wright.
spouse.
and then my last bits are all dealing with the Superman versus Batman for the news.
Okay.
Superman versus Batman gets the 300 and Sucker Punch cinematographer. So I think you're gonna know how it's gonna look a little bit.
Yeah, apparently.
300 was good. Sucker Punch wasn't.
But the cinematography
But it looked
was
good.
fucking good.
But it looks
Yeah,
pretty.
300 looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Not
No.
300. Sucker Punch.
Sucker
looks
Punch is
the
pretty.
story is awful.
I didn't
It's a horrible
like.
movie.
I didn't like the train scene. It was too much.
Yeah, the train scene's not great.
Like from reflecty to another reflection to like a piece flying, and you're seeing the action through the mirror image, and it's just
Right.
it's too much, and I kind of got a headache during that. 300 was.
You're a headache.
But it does create certain images like those giant samurai things. And
Yeah.
she's like jumping in the air with her machine gun or whatever. And you just see that image like in the preview, and you're like, "Oh,
This
that
movie's
looks
gonna
I remember
be
the trailer was
amazing.
like, "This looks fucking awesome,"
And then you watch it, and you're like, "Wow, this is terrible."
I liked it.
How could it
I
go
thought it was
wrong?
like-
You got hot chicks like
I was
fighting
figuring-
dragons
yeah.
and robots.
I was like,
and
okay,
samurais.
these chicks are this awesome killer squad, and they're like going to this fantasy world to kill shit, and then there's dragons and whatnot. Not
you're gonna dance in an insane asylum, and you're.
It
really
would have been
gonna-"
nice if it had just been what it was instead of all fantasy.
Yeah.
It also undermines like those sequences when you're watching the fantasy sequences. You're like, oh, this is all pretend. You know, so like you can't go, ooh, that was really cool the way she killed that guy, because you know she's not killing that guy.
You could have like a movie about an 8-year-old pretending to slay
Exactly.
monsters.
That's what I was about to
Yeah.
say. Like, it seemed like it should have been a movie that, a little kid's like, I've got no friends, and he's out in the middle of just his yard, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, then it cuts into the imagination stuff, and he's slaying dragons and whatnot. And then it cuts back to his mom like, Dillard, it's time for dinner.
Was his name Dillard?
Yes, that's Dillard.
You need to get started on that script.
The dragon looks cool.
The dragon
look
does
how
look
pretty
cool,
it looks,
yeah.
right?
Lewis will revise it. Not as good as Dragonheart's dragon, but yeah.
Nothing
Wow.
beats the Connery dragon.
Nothing beats a Sean Connery.
I'm the last. And then
I am the last one.
And then Josh Brolin confirmed that he was the runner-up for the new Batman. That it was either between Josh Brolin and Affleck.
How did they decide that kind of stuff out of curiosity?
I might actually have gone with Brolin now that you say that. Like, I can see Brolin as Batman.
Yeah.
Well, especially if they're going for an older Batman.
Especially that jawline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they're probably the same age, but there's something about Ben Affleck, he just doesn't
really
carry that kind of age on his face.
Yeah, and this is the thing that recently...
yeah, I could fucking see that jaw in a Batman suit.
So he gets the lamest smiling.
You've picked the worst
Because
one.
Batman smiles.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone, I'm Batman.
That's the best one, is Mugshot. That's the best Batman right there.
I saw another preview for Old Boy.
Harvey did.
You saw the preview for Old Boy?
Another one. Well,
Oh,
it was in the
different one?
theaters this time because of it was during the Riddick preview. They had the Old Boy. It was kind of fun to watch
Pardon
it
me.
after seeing the movie. Excuse me.
That's not the best Batman body, but he could get prepped for it.
That's him in
Right
the... Yeah.
You got Batman right there.
Yeah.
And
Not
especially
bad.
if you're going...
I mean, he's buffer than I am.
And to be fair, they are going for a more mature Batman. He's not going to be ripped like some of the actors.
Like he's not going to pull a Wolverine on us.
He'll be like the Batman in the Dark
Knight Returns Batman.
But since still hasn't changed my mind about Ben Affleck. I'm really thinking he's going to destroy it. But the thing that made me kind of change my mind
Destroy
recently,
good or bad?
It's just I think it's going to be bad. I think it's just going to be awful. But the thing that's kind of got me like a little hoped. Oh, they dubbed over his face from the original.
Oh, that's funny.
Crazy hair.
That looks so bad. Looks so bad.
Looks pretty good to me.
The thing that really has changed my mind a little bit, like it gives me a little bit of hope for it, is that Kevin Smith was talking about it on one of the podcasts, I guess, that Ben Affleck is like a huge Batman fan,
big time.
So I'm just hoping that he
and not like just as of recent.
Imagine that, Kevin Smith supporting Ben Affleck.
Right.
Yeah.
But Ben Affleck's going to give it his best. I don't think Ben Affleck's... And you know
But
what,
that's
honestly,
the thing.
we'll be fine.
But the thing is that it's someone that knows a little bit about Batman and isn't just going in
and
I'm gonna give him like this he's gonna have
Boston accent.
He's gonna have a different accent, and he's gonna be kind of a little bit UK-ish because he's rich, you know.
He'll respect the history, which is good. And you know, frankly, we've got Ben Affleck for 3 or 4 movies, so let's just keep our fingers crossed, because they're not gonna change him out unless he somehow does a Terrence Howard and gets himself pulled. Oh, I'm going to be doing Jonah Hex 2, so I won't be able to show up for the next
Tom
Batman.
Jane should have done it, but then again, I think, he didn't like the script?
Who?
Tom Jane.
As Batman?
No.
Jonah
Sorry,
Hex.
that was Jonah
That was
Hex.
Jonah Hex.
He
Jonah
did
Hex
the
was a piece of
animated,
shit.
the animated short was better.
I wanted to
God.
see
The animated short was awesome,
Dirty
right?
Laundry was amazing.
That was oh no, the animated short. It's on one of the DC movies. He does there's an animated short of Jonah Hex, and Tom Jane does the voice, and it's spectacular. The story is only about 20 minutes long, but amazing.
I'll have to try to find them.
It's better than
Jonah
the whole movie.
Hex. I mean, Jonah Hex had some really good actors in it.
Like Megan Fox.
Like Michael Fassbender.
Tumbleweed.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Thanks, assholes, for supporting me on that.
I'm just saying. No, this is a good tumbleweed. This isn't like a bad tumbleweed. It's a good tumbleweed.
I think Nathan's been our favorite tumbleweed boy tonight. You're the best. All right. Well, I'm gonna just. There's no changing it now. It's gonna happen.
There's nothing
let's just smile and
someone kills Ben Affleck.
And then Joe Mantelagiglia.
Montelagiglia. Oh my
I
god.
noticed that a lot of hitmen lately are kind of baldish.
Wait,
and
who,
hitmen are baldish, baldy.
Oh, that's true.
So
that's how you can tell if someone's willing to murder.
Check the back of Lewis's head. Make sure there's no makeup covering his barcode.
I just see 2 pistols.
Oh, okay. So he's obviously not an assassin.
And a samurai sword.
That's it for news.
That's enough news. What did we watch for homework?
For homework, remember. Oh my god, we watched the best movie I have ever seen.
Good.
I have ever seen in my life, which is Tom's pick. Tom?
It is a Death Stalker, the 80s fantasy masterpiece.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to watch Dredd. Sorry, I was thinking of a different movie.
Warhorse.
The making of.
No. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, a friend recommended it. He did hint that it was pretty bad, but I thought
pretty
bad. Okay. Anyways, what did Lewis? What did you think?
Okay, so this is, first of all, it's a Roger Corman produced film. I don't know if you know Roger Corman, but he is famous for making a ton of money through the 70s, 80s, and so forth by making just shit B movies. He's the B movie king, actually. And so whenever anything looks like it's making some money, say Conan the Barbarian comes out and makes a couple thousand, he immediately says, let's go make the cheapest piece of shit we can. And he specifically said about this movie, I'm going to do sword and sorcery for the 14-year-olds and lots of boobs for the 14-year-olds. Like, he's aiming this movie at 14-year-olds. And it plays like that. For me, the action sequences were as boring as they could be. Although every once in a while, a head would just go flying off through the air. You go, oh, okay.
Did you enjoy how the villain's tattoo moved around?
I noticed that too.
Like they flipped the
film. Flipped the film.
It was a difficult film to watch in a lot of ways.
Yes.
Like he saves at the opening scene, our hero Deathstalker, who has the worst hair I think I've ever seen, saves this woman from some bandits who want to rape her. Because all anyone wants to do in this movie is rape women. It's all they want to do. In fact, there's so many scenes with guys carrying screaming women. I turned to Kimberly and I was like, is that what bad guys do? They're like, let's carry her. You want to carry
mine,
yeah. Like, they just carry women around. And so after he kills the bad guys, Deathstalker walks up to the woman, slits the ropes off of her arm so she's free, and then he
proceeds to rape her.
He takes her dress off and he starts like pushing her breasts in a really strange way.
Kind of likes it for some reason.
Yeah, and then he gets cock blocked by someone.
I think it's the hair.
It's the hair. Like,
all of a sudden she's just like, well, your hair makes me not think of being raped just a couple seconds ago by this dude that's had me captive.
Well, it's clearly like a 14-year-old power fantasy.
Is that why we have so many rapings nowadays? The adults saw this movie and were like, dude, that's just what I guess we did.
Deathstalker did it.
It's this idea that, well, if someone's gonna hurt a girl and I stop him from hurting the girl, then she has to love me, right? And so that's
and suck
like
on my wee wee.
Well, that's the logic, right? If I'm the hero, then she's my prize. So.
Do you like the strong female role where, of course, when you first see her, it's obnoxious actually how they just her
present her breasts.
She has a cloak, right?
So they bring in a strong barbarian woman to help fight alongside the good guys, and she wears a cloak, but she also wears no shirt except for like 2 strings or straps, which cross her over her chest and go under her breasts and basically hold her breasts out.
poke him out of the front of the cloak.
And then they
basically.
have scene after scene where her breasts are exposed, and the camera's just like boobies.
If the camera could talk, it would be like,
That's
whoa.
Well, and clearly they went and got a bunch of like playmates or whatever and stuck them. In fact, the blonde barbarian woman is a woman named Lana Clarkson, who
ended up being dead.
Went on to get murdered by Phil Spector. Do you remember
the
that?
whole Phil
So that's a
Spector
mo-
murder
yeah.
chick,
So that's the whole moment in
if you've ever
history.
seen Phil Spector with the weird fro,
Huge fro, yeah.
and he was in court, and everyone's like, oh, "This record executive murdered someone, and he's on trial," and you just like, I don't know.
Well, that was why I wanted us to watch this movie. Learn a little about history.
A little history. Yeah, she's the lady.
Now, when there is even the orgy scenes where they're supposed to all be having a good time, that part didn't even work.
No.
Like, even when everybody's supposed to be like into it, and I'm gonna go do that person now, and this person's gonna come have sex with me, and that it was still just dudes grabbing chicks and just violently doing whatever they wanted with them against the girls. Well,
it's
it's supposed to be
graphic, but it is the over the shoulder kind of.
Constantly over the shoulder, so that
and a lot of like no,
and when they're on the shoulder, they're like,
yeah,
stop, and their legs flail and their hands kind of go.
I think you're all forgetting the best part of this movie, which was the
pigman,
the puppet in the cave.
The puppet in the cave was what was
so
that?
bad.
What was up with the kid?
Yeah,
where'd the kid come from?
He was just that was the flavor of the week, and he was feeding him pieces of it at a time.
Yeah,
because he didn't want him to overeat.
Wait, what?
What?
The little.
No, remember how the guy says the prophecy is that the man shall become a boy, and the boy a man, and then suddenly Deathstalker turns into a boy
and leads him out,
like
and
a 10-year-old boy.
Oh, that I thought you were talking about I thought we were still talking about the puppet that was getting fed, or like the boy that was getting fed.
The eyeball. And
the eyeball and stuff.
I meant the puppet in the cave that looked and. For some reason, when I see like a puppet monster, like Yoda or something, I want the voice to be like, oh, that's what I want.
Or the poop monster.
And so this
from
like
Dogma.
weird puppet monster is like, hey there, what's going on, guys? Like, oh wow, that voice does not go with the puppet
Not
monster.
what I was expecting.
It's
he does use the force.
It's just really hard.
He did use the force.
He used the force at one point. Is clearly inspired. Like, oh, what do kids like? Star Wars? They like Star Wars? Have him suck his sword into his hand.
It's 1983. Return of the Jedi just came out.
Not to mention, it's a little hard to create any sense of danger when, in fact, they say the sword that he gets makes it so he can't be harmed.
Yeah, at all.
And it's like, speaking of which, him and his friend, they duel in the bedroom, right?
Oh, that's
and
good.
It's like, and his friend had a chance to take the sword from him, but he decides not to, just to make it a fair fight. At the end of the fight, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like,
snap.
Wait, what?
Dead.
Yeah.
I love neck snapping scenes though, where they go and they barely move their head. Like anybody could take their head that far. Like you, right now, all of us can go from one shoulder to the other shoulder. Right?
It's like
if you take it from like 90 or from center to 90,
which
you're
is
like,
what they do
you're
in
fine.
movies
Yeah.
most time. But this one was like centered 20. Like, he didn't even turn his head.
I know all these naysayers are like, no, it's a shitty, but I know you have good taste in movies, so
You liked when the guy got turned into a woman.
God,
my
I forgot about
He
that.
And he's like, oh, where'd my wiener go?
Oh, so
I
bad.
made it to the orgy scene before I couldn't watch it anymore.
Whoa,
So he didn't
Jared-
see that part.
Jared, you need to watch these from start to finish. Homework needs to be
Dude,
start
I
to
know.
finish.
Homework
But
needs
when-
to be miserable for
but when-
everyone,
when-
not just for us.
When it is this bad,
Just fast forward through the scene.
dude, it was
Through the whole
so
movie.
bad. The whole movie was like rape, 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 evil wizard, rape, rape, titties, rape, rape, midget. That's the movie. And it
Very
was,
accurate,
it was
actually.
That's pretty
I've never hated a fantasy film as much.
it
I
was
love
misery.
fantasy films, and this ruined it. I gave this a negative 10 out of 10.
You know what it is, though? This is a fantasy film made by people who have no respect or love for fantasy. And it shows
they wanted some money.
They just think, oh, here's a money opportunity. And they just think, well, we can just throw whatever shit together. The kids will eat this up.
It was beyond.
I fell asleep, actually, to be honest.
Exploitation film. I mean, that's what they're going to be like.
But there's exploitation films that are actually like,
they aren't.
You could watch it the whole way through, not go,
Jared,
oh my God, I want to put a bullet in my fucking head.
Jared, you need to watch all of
struggled through it.
All what?
All of the homework.
Yeah, you do have to watch all the homework.
I've watched bad ones. I've watched the bad ones, but this is top the bad ones. We watched The Room, didn't we?
I'd watch The Room over.
I would watch Sleeping Beauty over again.
I watched all of Sleeping Beauty.
I would watch Sleeping Beauty over Deathstalker a second time.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe not.
The reason why
pretty horrible.
Well, I was gonna say Deathstalker at least is shorter. That's
true.
That is true.
It was only an hour 16, hour 17.
That's such a great review. Like on the cover, Deathstalker, shorter than Sleeping Beauty.
Deathstalker, only an hour 17.
At least it's only an hour 17.
But for now, Jared, you better finish the movies.
No,
dude.
If it gets to the point like that one did, I will not finish it.
I'll remember.
You guys have more of the ability to finish a shitty movie. I'm trying not to find shitty movies. This is beyond shitty. This was beyond like the mental capacity that I could stand.
I was telling Jared on the way up here, I was like, it's to the point where it's not even worth making fun of it. It's so bad. Like,
there's
even like The Room. There's like great moments where you're like, oh, that was awful, but it's really funny. Like, this is just so bad for like not even redeeming quality. Like, no redeeming. Make it like it just.
No, you're right.
It's like making fun of a handicapped person, basically. Like it's just this is a movie. Yeah,
would be less painful and insulting.
Than this movie. Exactly.
And the whole time, I was like, this is gonna make me not be able to watch Conan because Conan's already pretty badly done.
Pushing it,
and this is like shot for shot Conan, but just shittier.
I keep hitting this thing.
There you no, you got. Oh, you had it.
Oh, that's good.
There you go. Now you got it.
Good. Jared, you have to finish homework. Not this homework, but you need to finish
I do. I watch all of them.
Speaking of that, what is our next homework?
But one is this bad.
Who's the boss of our next homework?
This is Nathan's.
Oh, it's my turn.
Nathan's turn. What's your next homework?
I actually had one picked out, and then I watched one right before the show tonight that it bumped it. So I'm going to, because for one reason, I watched it because it had David Cross in it. So I'm going to recommend It's a Disaster.
It's a Disaster.
From 2012.
That's like this year.
Ish.
Last year. 2012.
From last year.
What year is it?
It's 2013-ish.
See, when you travel through time like me, it can get confusing.
like
Slaughter,
guaranteed.
Like Slaughterhouse 5.
Like Timeline.
Time Crimes.
Like Time Crimes.
Time Crimes.
I'm sorry.
Another
I didn't
movie.
Make it to that.
Another
sorry,
movie.
guys.
I couldn't
Time
finish.
Crimes is so good.
Time Crimes was good.
It's
No, it wasn't.
Not the same as.
I'd actually watch Time Crimes more than I'd watch Death Stalker.
No, yeah, I would watch Time Crimes like 80 times.
Time Crimes is so bad.
I don't know, dude.
Okay, so
when we find something that's worse than The Room, yeah, that's a bummer.
There's been a couple.
Sleeping Beauty.
The Room I could use. The Room I could actually use.
Beauty,
yeah.
Yeah, The Room I can use in my film screenwriting
Yeah.
class to show how not to do things, because it's just really like efficiently packed with mistakes.
Yes.
Whereas Deathstalker's not even a screenplay.
Well, it shouldn't have been made. Basically, is what it is.
They weren't trying.
Yeah.
They had no. Do you remember the opening credit sequence? It's this shot. The camera's low, looking up.
Yeah,
and it's
with
guys,
the people jumping out of things,
jumping out of a hole,
Chimes.
and it was at this perfect angle where you could just see guys like
ball sacks
that came out, and you're like, "Oh, this isn't gonna be good."
When you see a ball sack in the first 5 seconds of a movie, you're like, "Well, this is not."
When you see all the guys clearly like went to a Halloween costume store and just grabbed masks, and were like, "Yep, that's good.
This'll do just fine." Oh, by the way, here's my taint.
Are they orcs? Like, what are they supposed to be?
I could not figure out what was going on in that.
All right, so we're gonna
sequence.
watch "It's a Disaster" with David Cross and Julia
Stiles and America Ferrera and someone else that you would recognize that I can't think of off the top of my head.
Do we have the preview?
And you just watched this recently?
I just watched this like 2 hours ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had a little bit of time while I was eating dinner before I went down to pick up Jer Bear, and I was like, fuck it, I like David Cross, play.
I like David Cross.
Yeah, and I ended up giving it 4.5 stars
out of 10,
out of 5,
out of 20.
Yep, out of 36.
Out
so.
of 36 stars.
Do we want to do the trailer, or do you want to just be surprised?
Nope.
Do the trailer.
We'll watch the trailer.
All right, here we go.
I'm gonna vote for surprised. No,
Really?
I'm overvoted. What's that called when you're outvoted?
Overruled?
Overruled.
Possibly.
I thought that's
we
when
don't
a
have to
judge
watch it.
has
If you don't
more
want us to watch it,
authority.
we don't
That's
watch
fine.
it.
It's fine. Does it include sexual references? Because I don't know.
And some
there's
drug
a couple.
content.
There's a little drug use.
I can't watch the drug content stuff.
I'm
'cause
sorry.
I'm
Well, we can
recovering.
skip it.
You gotta press play.
All right.
Yeah, you gotta hit play, dude.
I was waiting for you guys to
Lexi is,
weigh in.
Peter's wife.
Lexi is Buck's wife. Emma is Pete's wife.
Okay. Yes. All right. Hi.
Okay. Hi, Ann. Hi.
Oh, she's on Children's Hospital.
Where'd you and Tracy meet?
Online.
No shame in that. That's where we found our vet.
That's great. That's really good.
Yeah, it'll help you get through this.
I'm sorry, what? Hey, who's this other guy in the picture with Tracy?
That's, no, that's Roger.
That is Roger.
Emma's moving out.
Why? Ah, because we're getting a divorce.
I thought you wanted to wait until the end of brunch.
You guys haven't heard
Heard what?
that a bunch of dirty bombs were set off downtown?
What's a dirty bomb, bro?
Is anyone infected
Infected with what?
with whatever's out there?
That dude's
Well, we
so
don't know
funny.
what's out there.
And that's exactly what's scaring me.
Put some clothes on. Why bother, man? Let's go out the way we came in.
We're all gonna be dead in like 3 hours.
We're not gonna last out here.
Well, maybe you should learn to show up to things on time, huh?
Things are going to degrade very quickly. The rules of society are going to break down. Your life is going to be in the hands of the people you can trust. Do you have any weapons? Guns, mace, crossbows?
Oh, what?
Well, it was building to the big finale and you just cut it off right before it ended.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
Let's having a party?
Brunch.
Guess I missed my invite.
Todd Berger. That sounds familiar. Who's Todd Berger?
A terrible director. Obviously.
Did that look bad to you?
No, I'm not sure. I can't. It's.
It
I didn't.
really
I didn't.
hipster.
I didn't like necessarily like.
It's hipster, but I can go for that.
Really enjoy the preview,
I think it's
but it could be good.
B-E-R-G-E-R.
It could be good. I don't know.
Burger. Yeah, I like that. Not Todd Bridges though. Yeah, that guy.
Burger.
Bam. That's the sound of.
Oh, it's the dude of the.
He's in it.
He was the dude that was in the hazmat suit.
I think he's also in Kung Fu Panda: Secrets of the Furious 5.
Yeah, you saw that.
I think he's also
in
Southland
Cinema
Bill.
6.
Okay, go down to like director or writer or one of those things. Yeah, director. Let's do that one. Let's do director. That's the thing.
You're keeping me out.
I'm way past director.
What is going on?
Oh,
It was
sorry.
there and
Oh,
then
here we
you
go.
went- okay.
Sorry.
Nope. Never seen it.
Oh, he directed
He's a
that.
cinematographer and fuck.
He did direct. He was. He was the director of that short Holidays with Heather.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And Google Maps. So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, he's written some stuff. Too.
I don't know why I've heard that name before too. None of this crap
Nope.
is
I guess not.
making any sense.
I guess not. I guess not. Okay. Sounds like a sweet one. Well, we're gonna watch It's a Disaster. I like David Cross, so I'm all
I do
excited
too.
about it. I'm not like Thomas and Jared, who are like, I don't like good movies.
I didn't. I didn't. Cross
No,
is good.
I actually have had this movie in my queue for a while because
Oh,
of
really?
David Cross.
I haven't even heard of it.
I just
but I didn't
Where have
see
I
the
been?
trailer
literally
for
stumbled across it on accident this afternoon. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what you guys think.
You know, that's actually a really fun twist to start out a movie and make it look like it's like, oh, we're gonna have a wacky dinner.
I'm
you
gonna
bunch of couples are gonna have all these things come out, and then suddenly, oh, by the way, the world's been destroyed. That does change the
kind
dynamic.
of changes things a little bit. It's fun. It was fun.
Where's the looting and the raping? Apparently,
because everyone's dying because it's a dirty bomb.
That's part of the humor, is that they don't loot and rape. They keep having their same petty arguments.
Because it's probably nothing happened.
It's like a hipster film. That's what it sounds
it's
like.
a little hipster.
It's a little bit, but
like no one's really panicking. Everyone's kind of just mild, like, oh my god,
Thomas,
we're in trouble.
Maybe you'd like it if you understood.
They probably listen to Death Cab.
You should really like it, Thomas, because you are a secret hipster.
Not Death Cab, Postal Service, because they're pre-Death Cab.
Ooh, yeah.
They're mid-Death Cab, actually.
mid to post.
Postal Service.
Yeah, I like Postal Service.
Have they come out with a new album yet?
Yeah, their new album's just a re-release of their old album. And
Wait.
I'm not joking.
Bummer.
I'm not joking.
That
okay.
sucks.
Did anybody see Death Cab for Cutie on
Death to Smoochie?
No, Death Cab for Cutie on the
OC? Yes.
No, it was on College Humor or whatever. They're trying to find a new vocalist or piano player or something. It was on something.
Probably
fucking forget it. Just fucking forget it.
I'll give you a blank stare.
I love you so much, Nathan. Okay,
I hate
let's
you
go
guys
home,
so much.
And on that note, thank you guys for listening.
I hate all of you so bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a total bummer.
This is.
I'm just kidding. Thanks, guys, for listening to the podcast. Once again, leave comments below or in the Twitter or the Twitch thing. Let us know on the Twitter how you feel about the show, whether or not you think we're all piles of shit, because we probably are.
Good.
And let Nathan know how much of a pile of shit he is.
For everything I tried to do tonight is not. Now my program that plays the intro and outro is not responding.
Oh, awesome!
So we get to do this dry.
Fucking
I'll get it in post.
This is what our
This
is what our
You gotta
producer.
do it dry.
This is the guy
Raw
we
dog
paid.
it.
The guy we paid to do this thing.
I know.
He's fucking everything up.
I don't even know what that means.
Let us know how you feel. Give us reviews on movies you want us to talk about.
The fuck.
And other goodies.
Yes, do that.
Do that.
Adam, we're sorry.
Oh fuck!
Did we forget Oscar?
Where's my knife?
No!
We're killing Nathan.
No!
Nathan's dead. This is the last time you'll see him.
Guys,
Wave
it's okay.
goodbye. Wave goodbye, Nathan. Just wave goodbye. He's gone. This is the last time you'll see him.
We've still got his clone.
Well, yeah, we can bring in that clone. Is it? It's a little
It's a
awkward.
little derpy, but whatever.
I just don't like how his
Derpy.
eyes are
I like
kind of
that.
sad. Like he's kind of.
But he probably won't screw up the technical
Yeah, well,
side of the job.
That's
he
probably
doesn't
true.
have a beard either, so
Oh, good for him.
so you're gonna see Nathan without a beard. It's here in a little bit.
You heard it.
You heard it here. You heard it first. Next
right.
episode, Nathan will have a beard.
Yeah.
Call us at 1-888-317-2694 and let us know how you feel about the show. Again, and the same thing you do in the comments and the video, shitty thing and shit like that. And then also, I'm gonna plug myself. Listen to my anger managements where I'm gonna rant and about shit that pisses me off that day. Or for a while.
He just sat down and recorded
I just
8 more
recorded
yesterday.
8 of them, and my throat is still
Do you
kind
know
of
what-
itchy and gone.
You know what makes me angry?
What?
That Charlie Sheen show, anger management.
Oh man.
What about
Yeah, talk about this.
God, I hate
Jesus.
that stuff. I was once talking to a friend, and I was doing my traditional assumption that I always do when I talk to people, and I was like, "Oh, there's nothing worse than 2.5 Men." And anyway, I brought up 2.5 Men, and she was immediately like, "Oh, I love that show. It's like my favorite show."
Of course.
And then you get that weird moment.
Two broke girls too.
You
Two
get
broke
that
girls
weird
is
moment
my
where
best.
you just want to go, "You're stupid,"
But you can't.
Friends,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you're like, "Yeah, okay. Well, everyone likes things that are different."
No.
He has sex with women every episode, and his brother's Corky. That's the whole.
Did you
every
say his
episode.
brother is Corky? Corky.
Romano?
It's a word. Weird.
It's a word.
Corky.
Yeah.
Not quirky, but corky.
Sorry, I have a speech impediment. Dick fuck.
You mean Corky, like
Impediment?
the mentally challenged boy on that show.
Oh, yes.
Corky. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't have a speech impediment. Do you? That'd be awesome if you did.
That'd be sweet.
Do you know who Corky is?
No, I say words differently though. Like if I say let's go somewhere, I say Lent.
Oh yeah,
I
say words differently too. Like sometimes I'll want to say like I'd like a cheeseburger, but instead I'll say Thomas sucks a dick. It just comes out different.
He
like,
says. I also noticed that he says morally sometimes. Morally this, but it sounds like he's saying morally, which makes me giggle.
What's morally mean?
Jared says it.
Morally.
I do morally.
Yeah.
Morally.
You'll catch it in your episodes by listening to Anger Management on timespentpoorly.com.
That's what I do. I can't speak because I don't ever talk really. So there you go. So go fuck yourselves, dicks.
Yay.
Thanks for bringing it up. Thank you guys for listening. As always, go have a wonderful movie night and let us know how you feel about this show. I would finish this, but we don't have the outro music for some reason, so this is kind of going on for a while.
We'll just do this.
If only we had a professor or a producer.
We have neither.
We're getting the clone who doesn't have a beard. We're getting the clone that doesn't have a beard. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful movie tonight.
Derpy. One of them's still on.
So what's your